Hello, my name is Rebecca Lutz, and this is my EDL 853 personal introduction. So a little bit about myself. I am 29 years old. I have been a homeowner for 9 years and recently been taking on home improvement projects, which is not working out very well, but I try my best. When it's nice outside, I love anything outdoors. When it's cold out, you can find me curled up reading a book. My hobbies include reading, exploring outside, and being an aunt. So over here is Autumn. She is 9. Asha is at the top left. She is 5. And then Anna is 1, about to be 2. I have a slight animal obsession. So the bearded dragon is Tiki. The dog is Kona and Bolt. The cats are Mittens and Daisy, and then the newest addition is Hammy. He is my classroom pet. The kids somehow talked me into getting. It wasn't very hard, but so that's my 6th animal. My education, I graduated from Washburn University in 2016 with a birth through 3rd degree in early childhood with special education emphasis. I taught at Sheldon Head Start, which is in USD 501. I taught there for a year before I moved to Mathis Early Learning Center. This is my 5th year there. So we have a fully inclusive preschool model. So that means a third of our kids are special education, a third are at risk, and then a third are community kiddos. Not only am I just a regular education teacher, I'm also the special education teacher. I am also on building leadership team, site council, and the professional development committee, so I definitely stay busy. I've been going to Fort Hays for my master's in educational leadership, and I'm considering going back after this for high incidence SPED, but I have not completely decided yet. So on to the questions. Leadership's role in creating an inclusive culture. You want to make sure that you're using inclusive language. You're providing inclusive materials in the classrooms. You want to have a respectful school culture. You could also create an advisory committee that is focused on just the school culture. You want to make sure that you provide your staff with the training so that they feel comfortable intervening if they see a problem. According to the source Anderson 2018, you can provide academic support for peer teachers, look at your curriculum, integrate student bodies, create a space for discussion, and also you could do an audit and see what needs are being met and which needs are not being met, and then make an action plan to make sure that all your students' needs are being met. And encouraging advocacy, so you want to have an open door policy. You want to foster strong relationships between staff and students. If you need to and feel like it's necessary, you can get support from an outside source. Make sure you're giving your students choices. Let them pick how they are doing their presentations and how they're presenting the stuff that they're learning. Encourage and normalize asking questions and asking for help. You want to make a safe environment so your students do feel safe coming and talking to you. You could also set up an anonymous place for students to express themselves to teachers. This could be, one-on-one meetings. It could be an email. Anything that is just not necessarily face-to-face, so the students might feel a little bit more comfortable that way. Equitable treatment, so making sure that everyone is being treated fairly and the same. You want to make sure that you are providing staff with the proper training, also providing staff with the proper curriculum and resources. I know a lot of the time we're lacking the resources in the curriculum, and that's not really the teacher's fault. So we need to make sure that they're getting everything that they need in order to teach correctly. You want to create a respectful environment. So one way to do this is having your students be involved in the rule setting in the classrooms. You can let children decide, as mentioned, how they want to present their information. So if you want them to do like a book report or anything like that, you can have them do it in their home language or however they feel comfortable doing that. Also, you want to make sure that you're scaffolding student learning. So you want to make sure that all students have access to what they need in order to be successful, and not just, those select few students. You want to make sure everyone's getting what they need. Getting rid of negativity around inclusive classrooms. So you want to make sure when you're making the switch that you're involving all of your stakeholders. You can also show evidence of the change it's made. And student learning, there's lots of evidence out there that inclusive learning is the way to go. You want to allow open communication with families and students. You could do this by sending parent and student surveys, also having them there and involved when you're talking about this with your staff. You want to look at your curriculum resources and assessments to make sure that all students are being included. If not all students are being included, you need to make those changes to make sure that they are. You want to make sure all students are treated equally and fairly. Also having team collaborations with the other teachers and making sure that you're providing the professional development that is needed. And there is my resource. Thank you.